Everybody, join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime.
Come on, Cara.
Everybody, join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime.
I guess you missed Jimmy's dancing yesterday.
It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime.
It's a Club World Cup.
Jimmy was dancing on the set at TSN. He was right into it. Like he'd never been into it before. Like it was.
I made an ass of myself.
Can we,
Well, now we know why.
say.
We know why Holger Oshiek called you the move. Now don't we?
The move.
Yeah, it's all about the
unrelated to off the pitch, I can assure you.
So yes, Club World Cup mini pod. It's myself, Sharman. We've got Dubs here. We've got Jimmy. We've got Craig. We've got our guest, friend of the show, one of my favorites, maybe our favorite, Cara Lamb, known as Cara to her friends. Hey, Cara.
Hi, guys. Thanks for
I have to
having
apologize
me.
for Wong getting your name wrong.
No, that's okay.
I mean,
I'm not
you're only one of
surprised.
Canada's greater players, but that's before Wong started watching football. So that's all his
That's
fault.
okay. I'll give
You're
him a
watching
pass.
the Club World Cup really, really tightly right now, and listen, you can watch it around the world for free, by the way, on DAZN. I'm not sure if you knew
I
this,
heard
Cara.
that.
Yeah, for free. So sign up now if you haven't. It's amazing, and it's really well. Before we get to the games from yesterday and a brief look ahead, like from where you are in the States, is it really finding itself? Because it seems to me that there's been enough good games, great goals, great performances, and really good crowds now, it seems, that it has found its footing in the States.
I think so. Obviously there have been games like the Monday games at noon where people are working, like even here in LA where they've had phenomenal crowds for all the other matches that I've attended. The Monday game at noon, like this is a working class city. Nobody can.
Yeah.
The tickets are tough enough as it is. Like people can't skip work to come to those games. So you have to expect that those crowds are going to be smaller. But overall, the reception here in Los Angeles especially has been fantastic. The River Plate Monterrey game, it wasn't a packed house, but those fans were so loud and so passionate. It felt like way more than, I think it was like 54,000. It felt like way more than that. So I think that it's been a good showing, and they're obviously testing things out, and they may need to make some changes in terms of stadium selection for the next one, because I think there were a few missteps, especially for those oddly timed games. But overall, I think it's been a success from what I've seen here in Los Angeles.
Would you like to see an LAFC play it closer to home?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, that's tough. You got to give credit to the LAFC fans that did travel though on such short notice. They were the last team to enter the tournament. And so their fans had 2 weeks to book that trip to Atlanta against Chelsea. And they were louder than the Chelsea fans. I've heard a lot of Chelsea supporters pretty disappointed that you could hear the 32-52 over the Chelsea fans in the broadcast. And they did a great job. They did a great job of showing up. And then, unfortunate that LAFC had such a disappointing tournament overall. I think the last match last night showed that they probably had more to give, and they're better than they performed in the tournament. So that stinks for all the fans that did travel and not close either, but obviously it would have been ideal to have home games like Seattle Sounders did. Those lucky bastards getting to play at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, LAFC, they snuck in there, obviously, through the back door, So how hard is that for a team, do you think, Cara? Like a team that didn't expect to be there, then at the last kind of minute, a team gets kicked out, and then you get this chance. I mean, I'm not making excuses for LAFC, but they got in very much to the back door and then were sent around, around the States, not at home.
Definitely a whirlwind situation. I think as a player, having the opportunity to play on a stage like that, like a guy like Denny Bouanga, this is what he's made for. So he's going to be up for it. I think where it really probably hurt LAFC was the lack of time for roster construction. I mean, roster construction has been an issue for them in the league play as well. So it was no surprise when there were massive holes in that team heading like in their matches in the World Cup, especially in the center mid. They definitely could have used some more of a supporting cast in a tournament like this. So I think that's where it really hurt them. And as far as getting up for the game, I mean, you've also got guys like Hugo Lloris on the team he has been phenomenal for them in this tournament. really showing that obviously this is not his first rodeo at a massive tournament like this. So it's a little, the team I think was up for it, but just as far an organization as well as the rules in MLS not allowing them to really bolster their lineup. I think that's probably what hurt them the most. And then the fans, I think they would have had even more support had the supporters had more of a chance to plan for it.
Do you think that, Cara, they're showing in this tournament was even more disappointing because they weren't able to leverage it to use it as a boost to bring it back to what's so far been a pretty lackluster MLS campaign?
Yeah, I mean, that's hard because they've got a game coming up against Vancouver, and it's like really hard to predict where they're going to be at mentally after this, because it was so exciting. It was only 2 weeks ago where it was like, oh my God, LAFC is going to the Club World Cup. And then hopes were so high, and it was like, well, what if, like, obviously it's a tough group, but what if they managed to eke out a win and find their way into the group stage? Like, what a massive success that would be. And it's disappointing because had they not basically shit the bed against Esperance, like, things could be totally different. We saw in the game last night against Flamengo, they went head to head, toe to toe with them. And it just had things been a little bit different, it would be a very, very different story. And now with this, only scoring one goal in the tournament and not a single win, I think that they may be, heading back to the league in a rougher position than they were to start this tournament. And it's just, it's disappointing in a lot of ways, but I think the fact that they ended on a high note could be good. The fact that Denny Bouanga did get his goal in the tournament, which I think he deserves. I mean, he's the reason they're in the tournament in the first place. He's who they rely on to score goals, often over rely on him to score goals. And he deserved a goal at this stage because he is a phenomenal player. Doesn't have the support that he needs, but that's something that LAFC clearly they need to work on going forward.
MLS is back in action tonight, right? Whole ton of games. Do you think MLS is benefiting at all from this Club World Cup as far as notoriety? Are people discovering soccer through this thing?
I think so. Yeah, I think people. It's probably helping the fan base in general, but I also think, Inter Miami's performance in this tournament is doing well for the league. I mean, it's exactly what they were hoping for by having Inter Miami in the tournament. I think they've probably overachieved in this tournament. I don't expect them to go far, obviously, but I think it's huge what they've done up to this point and the visibility that it's provided for the league.
I think it's
having the tournament. Pardon me. I mean, to you. No, I'm not expecting them to beat PSG, but it'll be interesting. I mean, Messi's former club, it'll be an interesting game, some good storylines there. But and as much as I want the MLS to advance, I can't say I'm hoping that Inter Miami progresses much farther.
They got the trump card though.
Yeah, it's true. True.
Would you say that the result of the tournament though has to be Auckland City FC scoring a goal, getting points against Boca Juniors? I think we had such fears, right? They lose 10-0 in that first game, and then it's 6-0. But you have to give them credit, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the goal scorer, he's a teacher. That's a teacher. This is his side hustle. I don't know what age he teaches, but I hope that whatever age his students are, that they have some kind of understanding of how epic this is, that their teacher scored a goal in the Club World Cup. Like,
Cara, this is like us back in the day toiling as women footballers, right? Yeah. We had to have a side hustle. Yeah. This is what Auckland City is.
This is their side hustle. And I mean,
it's an own goal, isn't it?
Good for them.
Own goal? No, is it? No.
Oh, not that one. I was looking at the last
header.
He also got superior player of the match, which that's got to be
superior player of the match.
Superior?
Yeah, that's
called. Have you not heard? No.
What is up with what is up with these weird names for player of the game?
I think it's a Michelob Ultra thing. I think it's because I think that's the sponsor, that it's like, that's their tagline. And so they've added it onto the man of the match, but it's funny because nobody wants to use that verbiage.
Sure.
They're just like man of the match.
All the other
no, but what's it
superlatives
really
taken?
called?
Like, what, could we not have consulted a thesaurus? We're really going with this?
It's all about the money.
He
It's all
doesn't
about
care. I mean, that is probably the greatest day of his life, or very close to it, right? And I forget who it was who he out jumped to score the goal. The guy in the Boca defense there, but it's probably his worst day of his life. Poor Boca, right? And their fans.
I love Boca. In this
they were getting killed.
Well, yeah, and that Boca Benfica game, that was one of the best games of the entire tournament, and their fans have just been phenomenal. And my Spanish teacher is actually a lovely woman named Senora Mariana in Argentina, and she is depressed right
Oh
now.
no,
It's pretty
Senora
funny
Mariana.
to talk to her about this tournament because the Boca fans are just, that's a hard one.
Do you fly to Argentina for your lessons?
No, it's Zoom.
I couldn't find a Spanish teacher in LA.
No, I mean, I thought I was. And then I logged on and she's like, hola, I'm in Argentina. And I was like, oh, cool. Great.
How's it
No
going?
clear vetting process as part of your hiring.
We do. We talk a lot of soccer, though. Ricky's like, are you learning Spanish right now? I mean, we're speaking in Spanish, but it's mostly all about soccer.
Your husband knows Spanish pretty well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I think
tough
so.
to learn from your partner. It's very tough to learn a language because it's just, I mean, if you don't know how to teach a language, it's just a lot of like corrections, and it's like, stop correcting me. Just like, that's not really the best way to learn, but he tried.
Are you fluent now? You must be close to fluent.
It's been a few years. I can understand a lot. So I've been going, because like we're the minority here at this Club World Cup in the press box. Everybody's speaking Spanish. And so I can have some conversations with people, but I often have to ask them to slow down. And then I can understand a lot of the press conferences, which has been really cool. But my speaking is still, I've got a ways to go.
Okay, so your teacher's not ripping you off. You actually do need lessons still. It's not just conversation. Not
No,
social for her.
she's my gal pal. We chat twice a week for a couple $100 a week. Paying her to be my friend.
Mariana's
You'll
running
buy
a
yourself a
racket.
friend.
So really, it's your therapist.
Yeah,
I'm her therapist right now as a Boca Juniors fan, but yeah.
it's
Usually
called
it's the other way around.
therapist in Spanish.
Terapisto.
But I want to go back just quickly to that Boca Auckland City match. Like, you think about Boca going into it, I think they opened the scoring. It's around like the 26th minute. And you see again the body language where they're like, okay, guys, let's go. Like, we need 5 more here.
Yeah.
And they realistically think that they can do it. And then the pendulum swings right back the other way. And Auckland City is able to get one. And then they're able to hang on to the draw. Like that's phenomenal for them. That's a massive win in this tournament. For Auckland
how
City.
hard is it though when it's like like in a scrimmage where you're like, you should be scoring, or like Harry Kane, how he was the only one not on the score sheet. It's that when the goal should be coming so easy and it's not coming at all, like how frustrating is that? And you're working against yourself. And I think that's exactly what we were seeing. And then as well, a strong performance from Auckland, because it's like, what have they got to lose? That's the whole tournament. What did they have to lose? But what an epic story for them to go home with now.
Yeah, 100%.
You can imagine though with Auckland, they're probably looking at it going, okay, we've lost 10-0 in the first one, then we lost 6-0. Boca needs 7 goals on us, and they defended with 11 in the box at times.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to break that down.
It's impossible. Very, very hard. And also just that feeling of, because I think Atletico Madrid, it was the same thing. It was like they needed 3 goals. They didn't score until late in the game. And then it's like, well, guys, like,
yeah, it was like the 6th minute.
And they were throwing everything at it. It was like chance after chance after chance. But I mean, it was, Botafogo was fantastic. That's another highlight of the tournament for me. And I'm excited to see them move on as well, because they have just done so well. Like the discipline of that team. And that's what it would take. Like, so credit to Auckland as well, because you do need to be well coached. Everybody really needs to understand their roles if you are going to defend like that. And that's, Botafogo was near perfect against PSG. And they said that's what they needed against Atletico Madrid. They did allow a goal, but it was a near perfect defensive performance from them as well. So been exciting to see those matchups in this tournament. I feel very fortunate for some of the teams that I've had the chance to cover here in LA. And obviously those teams are here on this stage in this venue for a reason. So it's been really cool.
Yeah. I think as a football fan, you know, you always hear about Boca Juniors, you always hear about Botafogo, all these teams around the world, but you never really get to watch them, do you?
Yeah.
And now you got this opportunity where you have all these different clubs coming from around the world, all different styles of play, different identities. I've been so impressed by the quality of football as well. It's just been really great to watch as a fan of the game, just to see all these teams come together and play.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been cool just to feel a little bit of a piece of that energy of those fans, you know, because it's so different from what we're used to and what the fan experience is for soccer, especially here in MLS. I mean, LAFC has a fantastic supporters group, but it's not common to see people as passionate as these fans are. And even the River Plate fans were so impressive. And as soon as I walked into the stadium, I could hear all the security guards on their walkie-talkies because somebody walked in a Boca Juniors jersey.
I think I saw
they
video
needed a
from
team
that.
of like 10 security guards to protect the guy. I mean, obviously this guy was looking to get his ass kicked like that. Why would you walk into a River Plate game wearing a Boca Juniors jersey? Like I understand, and Mariana was explaining this to me, that there are going to be a lot of people in Argentina jerseys, even if they're not River Plate fans, because they're just cheering for their country, as well as like a lot of our friends and family who are Mexican were cheering for Monterrey, even if they're not Monterrey supporters, because it's that, you know, that national pride that is doing that. But to wear a Boca Juniors jersey, like this guy, they were like, we've asked him to turn it inside out. We need to get him out of the stadium. Like they were freaking out about it. It was just like a wide alert from one guy wearing a Boca Juniors jersey.
One thing that really bugs me about North American soccer, and it's probably the biggest thing, is when you go to games and there'll be people wearing shirts of other teams that aren't even involved.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, it's the same as all the people wearing Messi jerseys to any MLS game.
Don't get me started on that. Exactly.
For kids, it's fine. I get it. For kids, they like the pink. Messi's the only player they know. They're like, yay, soccer. But yeah, when it's like...
Especially when you support the team he's playing against. But for that one game, I'm a TFC fan, but I'm going to wear my Messi shirt for this one. Like, just have a look in the mirror and give yourself a shot. It's embarrassing.
Agreed.
All right. On that note of bitterness, thanks, Cara. This was great, as always.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
The show. Keep enjoying the tournament. I think
today's my last game.
Oh, is it?
So I'll be watching from the couch after this one.
Which game is this?
Today is Monterrey and Urawa Red Diamonds. So I'm excited for that because Urawa's fan base is just incredible. And they'll be looking to play spoiler today, even though they're like obviously officially out of the tournament. Monterrey needs a 2-0 win at least to leapfrog the group. So it's going to be intense.
It's funny, we were saying that when they make the World Cup draw, we're really hoping that there'll be some Japanese and or Korean teams based in Toronto and Vancouver, because they are great fans and they'll leave the city cleaner than they came to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to tonight's game. But after that, I'll be watching from the couch.
All right. Good stuff. Thanks a lot, Cara.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Thanks, Cara.
That is Cara Langella talking Club World Cup, of which you can watch it for free on DAZN, DAZN.com, DAZN.com. Stream it live throughout the tournament. And here we are, another day. God damn, it's a lot of football, isn't there, this summer? Woo! Not complaining, but there's a lot of football this summer. I'll be looking forward to next summer when it's nice and quiet.
No, we like it. We like it like this.
We
like it a lot.
Like a lot.
Yes, Jimmy.
You're quieting down in the middle of July, right? And we have MLS, CPL, NSL to kind of get back into. Not that you guys aren't already immersed in NSL and CPL, obviously, but there'd be a little bit of downtime for the rest of us. Anyway, that's our Club World Cup podcast for, what day is it today? It's Wednesday, right?
Correct.
We'll go with that. Okay. I'm just trying to delay here while I find the music. And here it is. All right, there we go.
Everybody, join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime. Everybody join the
My
club.
song
It's the Club
4 we
World
have
Cup
here.
on Footy Prime. Everybody join the club. It's the Club World Cup on
there's
Footy
that.
Prime.
You mean like, oh, that's the flavor I needed.
Everybody
There you go, a
join
little
the
Spanish.
club. It's the Club World Cup
The
on
sprinkle of
Footy Prime.
Spanish.
You just need the castanets.
Nice castanets.
Thank you. They're my air castanets.
Nice maracas.
Thank you.
Braca.
I just got them done.
Are maracas different to castanets? Are they?
Depends on the procedure.